Let's get through some of Sunday's games now. We'll start with what I think is maybe the best game of the day, right? You've got the Washington Commanders playing great football now with Jayden Daniels, and the Baltimore Ravens, who have now won 3 in a row, are now back in the mix. Of course, a lot of people are going to bill this as Lamar Jackson against Jayden Daniels. Here's Dan Quinn to tell you that's not how it works. They don't actually play on the field against each other. Thanks, Coach.
They're not playing against each other. Both of them are fantastic players and cause all sorts of problems for defensive coaches. But both of them would probably tell you they got to control what they can, and how well they can play and going to do that. So I respect the storyline for you, but at the end of it, man, like he's got to absolutely, do his thing and playing the position. And that's what's really cool for us to see, the development at the position.
Well, it is Lamar against Daniels. It sure is. The kid wants to beat Lamar, who he looks up to. And I think Lamar is cold-blooded. I just think he wants dubs. I don't think he cares who he steps on. I really don't. Like, he just wants to win games. You hear him all the time. Stats mean nothing to him. Trophies, awards, accolades. He's like, we're here to win games. That's it. I don't care what you say about me, write about me, do about me, this, that, all the rest. All the social media, the TV, the radio, talk shows. He just goes out and executes and tries to win games. And I think Daniels is getting a lot of quick fame, deservedly. And, he's played 5 games in the NFL. So I think he's done terrific, and let's see if he can beat this guy. I think the Ravens are a better football team, all things being equal, than the Commanders. I think one team has a better record, and I think one team is actually better than they are, and that's the Ravens. I think with their running game, it's an added dimension, I think. And I don't deny that the Commanders can run the ball too, but I just think Henry's on a different level than all of them.
Henry and Lamar both in the top 10 in the NFL in rushing right now. So two players there as we talk about stats for them. As of now, 6.5 for the Ravens here on Sunday. This is a 1:00 East kick. 51.5, a very healthy total. They're expecting a lot of points in this game.
Okay, well, that, for me, it's too many points. It's too many points against a good quarterback. So a guy that can, backdoor you, a guy that can come back, a guy that, he's down, he's going to sling it, a guy that can obviously run it, a guy that can throw it deep. He connects with McLaren deep. I mean, he just continues to do it. So, and they can run it as well. They have all, I think yesterday we heard Kaplan tell us that Brian Robinson or whatever's injured. Is that about right? I think that was,
Yeah, but he's going to play. It sounds like he's going to be in there again.
I just think it's going to be a better game than 6.5. I really do.
The Patriots, they will start number 3 overall draft pick Drake Maye on Sunday. Jacoby Brissett has handled the first 5 games of the season. Now it is time for Maye to get in there and start his NFL career. He is, Scotty, very excited.
I think he'll go out there and just try to make some plays. I think the biggest thing I was telling some of those guys is, probably be a little nerves at the beginning, but I think once we settle down, we got a chance to move the football and just have fun out there. Back to having fun going out there. I think this is what this game is about. Don't make it too big or the spotlight too big, and just go out there with those guys that we've been battling for 3 months since training camp.
Good luck with
go
that.
out there and try to make some plays.
Yeah, that's not happening. He may poop his pants. How's that sound for a game plan? Here's the deal. He's going up against a good team, and he's never played in an NFL game. I mean, he played, a couple snaps? He played a few plays. It's just not enough of a work of art yet for me. These guys all start slow and struggle. I'm not feeling it. Here's why. I think that he's really talented, and I think he's really big and strong and fast. For a white boy, he's pretty fast. I'll give you this, but the team is so awful around him. They have no talent. They literally are like what a mess they are. They are a mess. Mayo won't admit it. No one will admit it, but they're terrible. They can't score. They can't stop anybody. They don't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. They don't win. I mean, they are staring down the barrel of a 4.5 in Vegas that you're on the under on, and that's exactly what you want to have happen, is that kid to have a crappy day and for them to lose and keep losing so you can cash that ticket. I don't think he's beating the Texans.
What a shame that they can't do any of those things
What a
anymore.
shame.
What a shame. It really is. This actually is
Devastating.
6.5. 37.5 is the total. I like the under in this game. Under 37.5 for me.
Yeah, no, I think the Texans are going to score 37.
They're going to clean it by themselves. Take the over by themselves.
Literally,
Smash 'em.
by themselves,
All right.
they're going to cover the total.
It's possible.
I don't see how
It's
they
always
stop
possible.
Stroud and that team. Now, I know they don't have Nico. They still have Diggs. I don't care. They're still
They still
good.
have Diggs. Still have Diggs, of course. And they still have Tank Dell. And they have, I think they
My
might
guy
be getting.
knows how to put it up. Your boy Stroud
Yes.
knows how to put it up. The numbers.
He certainly
He
does.
stacks touchdowns, passes, bombs. All they do is produce. They're a good football team. They had one bad day. Everyone has a
That's
bad
it.
day in the NFL, and they've had theirs. They've looked good since.
They have. The Eagles will be back in business this week.
Screw
of course,
'em.
they had their bye
Screw
last
'em.
week. The Eagles are coming back off of their bye. They are going to get healthier with both A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith back in the lineup. Apparently, during the bye week, Scotty, Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni had like a little meeting of the minds, a little sit-down, a little heart-to-heart to clear
They
the
went to
air
Ralph's
and
to
be
dinner.
on the same page going forward. Jalen Hurts is very happy that they did that.
Well, we're the two leaders of the team, and I'm happy and fortunate that we were able to come together in harmony and have the same goal in mind and trying to get this thing right. I got a ton of confidence in him, a ton of confidence in what he brings and everything he's been able to accomplish, and just continue to press on that. Everybody goes through different moments. Everybody experiences adversity, but we've experienced different levels of adversity together, and we're excited for what's to come.
Yeah, whatever. Let me tell you, here's what's going to happen. They got A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith back, and they're going to beat the crap out of the Browns. The Browns, this is the highest spread in the NFL this week, and it's one that you have to, I think, absorb because Cleveland's awful. I mean, they are awful. They have not had a 300-yard game. Their quarterback has not had over a 200-yard game. It's embarrassing. They're anemic. It is so unbelievable. They might as well trade for Joe Flacco and bring him back because at least they were good. They were a good football team. They were a playoff team. They were dangerous. And now they're flat out terrible. And when Brown is in the games, they average 35 points. When he's not, they average 17. When Brown and Smith are both playing and they've had a bye and they are desperate for a win or the coach is going to get fired, I don't care what Hurts says about his kumbaya moment at Ralph's on the South Side with his coach. I really don't. What I need to see, if frankly, I'm a bettor, is I need the Eagles to beat the snot out of the Browns by 16 or more. Forget 9.5. They got to win by 16 to 20 points. I mean it. There's got to be a couple games this week that are blowouts. Houston and this one.
It's 9.5. It's gone up from 8.5 earlier in the week, and it's 42.5. I'm with you here on this. I think this is the perfect storm for an absolute smash job on Sunday. You have the Eagles, who need it bad, coming off a bye, getting healthy against a Brown team that, let's just face it, they suck. And you're catching it at a time when they're playing bad football. They can't do anything offensively. They're going on the road. Drop the hammer here, Scotty. I'll lay the 9.5 with you in Philadelphia on Sunday. Let's go.
It's a
Drop the
guillotine
hammer.
game. Lock them up in the stockyard. Drop
the hammer.
On them.
Chop
Chop
'em.
off their heads. Let's go.
Chargers off the bye will head to Denver to see the Broncos. Of course, the Charger offense before the bye wasn't exactly lighting up the scoreboard. Little power running game, not much in terms of passing. Justin Herbert says during the bye, worked on a lot of things with Harbaugh. I think we're ready to explode now.
Complete trust in our offense, to be patient and understand that, hey, we're going to get things right. We haven't played the way we want to, but it's not, there's never a time to panic, and it's not to, panicking doesn't help, and changing things, I don't see it that way. I see it as a confidence and a faith that we're going to get things right. We got the right guys out there. It's a new offense. It's a tough offense. We're gonna get it picked up, and no one is panicking or worried about that. And as long as we're moving forward and getting better, that's all you can ask.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that against that Denver defense. That's my problem. They couldn't do it against the Steeler defense either, but he only played that first half in that game. So I think it's a big test for the Chargers. I think they're going to have their hands full. The game's in Denver, right? I think they're in trouble.
I do too, and the Chargers are favored here. Chargers are 3-point road favorites in Denver right now. This total, of course, we gave you this number, I think it was yesterday or another day this week, 35.5, lowest total in the NFL so far this year, and those have been hitting at a pretty good clip, anything under 40. I kind of like the Broncos here, Scotty, getting that 3 at home.
Yeah, and I think you're right about the under. The last time, they played that Steeler defense, it was 20-10, right? So that was a 30. So I think this thing goes under as well. I kind of like Denver at home, to be honest with you. I'm riding that defense until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I'm with you. Denver and the under for me out there. All right, it is time. A weekly tradition, unlike any other here on Coast to Coast. The Steelers are in Vegas this week against the Raiders. We always need Mike Tomlin's weekly words of wisdom heading into this week's game.
But more than anything for us, it's about getting back to business, and getting back to business is winning and putting together a plan that allows that to happen, dividing the labor, highlighting the skill sets of the people available to us. Certainly we got some people that are missing this week due to injury, but we don't waste a lot of time focused on that. To be quite honest with you, we focus on the readiness of those that are available and how we divide that labor up.
Dividing the labor up. Words
always,
of wisdom as the Steelers go to sin.
Lots of road favorites this week in the NFL. We gave you one just now with the Chargers. Here's another one. The Steelers at Allegiant against the Raiders, -3 for Pittsburgh. 36.5 is the total here. Wilson is going to be the backup. Tomlin said today he did enough work this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that he is fit to play. Fields will start. Wilson, for the first time this year, looks like he's available to get into some action.
Yeah, neither one of these offenses does anything for me, but the Steelers' defense does something for me, and I think it keeps it under, and I think Pittsburgh wins the game by more than 3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that they keep it under as well for this game, and I think the Steelers, this is going to be like the Charger game, 20-10. Something like that. It's going to kind of fall right in those lines.
I can't lose this game. Honestly, it's
can't lose to the Raiders.
Everything else is bad enough. I can't have another loss. The Raiders stink. Beat them. Go out there and beat them and run it right down their throat.
Don't want it. That's for sure. No doubt about that. Let's quickly also throw in Spencer Rattler. Of course, the Saints will be home for the Bucs. Bucs have been there all week, obviously, with the weather in the Tampa, Florida area. But Rattler making his first career start with the car injury. Very simple, Scotty. He wants to look towards Chris Olave.
Man, dude's different. I make it a key point when he's in, get him the ball. It's that simple.
That's
there
simple.
You go.
I mean,
so give me Olave on an anytime tutty.
I mean, look, watching that, I guess we have to put him in the mix for the anytime tutty this week. I guess our boy Shahid's going to be out in the cold. Another road favorite, Tampa, -3.5 in the Dome against Rattler, making his first start with a 41.5 total.
I mean, that number there scares the hell out of me, that 3 and a hook. It really does. I'm tempted to take the Saints and the 3 and a hook in the Superdome.
Giants will be at home on Sunday night against the Cincinnati Bengals, the 1-4 Cincinnati Bengals. Jones is once again going to be without Malik Neighbors, out with the concussion. That's going to be 2 games in a row that he misses. hopes to get Singletary back, but he is confident that no matter who is going to be out there, like last week in Seattle, they will get the job done.
Yeah, we've said, all along we're confident in our whole group and all the guys we got. We got a deep room, in all those skill positions. We have a lot of guys who can make plays, and you saw that on Sunday, guys stepping up and doing that. So, when we say we have confidence in them, it's not just lip service. We really do, and there's a lot of guys who can make plays for us.
Look, I think this team has a shot against the Bengals to win this game with that pass rush of theirs. And this guy, I'm getting a little tired of hearing about how awful he is when he's got really good numbers. I mean, the guy is doing a great job. He really is. You can't tell me he's not worth $40 million right now, because there's guys making $60 million that aren't doing it. And this guy's making $40 million, and he's doing it. He's doing it every week. He just came off the win in Seattle. We showed you his numbers this week on Coast to Coast. They're better than Aaron Rodgers. So, flat out, I'm sick and tired of it. The guy's doing his job. He's doing everything you could possibly dream of for him to win football games. You can't say a bad word about him. They're not a bad football team. I'll tell you what, this Dexter Lawrence, he is a savage mother Ferrella rushing the quarterback. Joe Burrow better have a swivel on his head on Sunday night, because he's going to get racked.
Lawrence has been outstanding, having an all-pro season there in the front for the G-Men Big Blue. They lead the NFL in sacks with 22, so they have done a great job. They are another home dog here. Bengals minus 3.5, 47.5 is the total. Sunday night under the lights at MetLife in Jersey.
Yeah, I'm on the G-Men
Big Blue for you. I like the under on Sunday night again. I like a lot of unders this week. 47.5 is the total. I think that it probably leads to the Giants covering if the game's under. If the Giants can hold down that Cincinnati offense a little bit, keep Chase down.
What was it? It was 49 in Seattle. I don't think it's I think they got a great pass rush. I don't know if they have a great defense. The one thing that they do well is it's kind of like the Steelers. They rush the passer really well. So they put a lot of pressure on him. But look, Cincinnati can score. They score in these games that they play. So I'm thinking points in that game Sunday night.
There you go. We're back in London again this week as well. Early 9:30 a.m. East kick.
Tiffany's.
At Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, just like last week. But this week we get the Jaguars and the Bears. Of course, the Jags, like last year, are doing the double dip back-to-back weeks. They will be in London. Next week they have the Patriots at Wembley. This week they have the Bears at Tottenham. Bears minus 1.5. 44.5 is the total here. I like the Jags here on Sunday. They finally got off the schneid last week with the win at home over Indianapolis. They're 2-0 playing at the Tottenham Stadium where they are here. They obviously play more London games than anybody else. I think advantage for the Jaguars.
I don't know if I buy all that, that they have some kind of edge over across the pond. I think, they are what they are. I think they stink. I think they blew a giant lead against Joe Flacco, tore them to shreds. I mean, if Flacco gets the ball one more time, the Colts win that game. I mean, Flacco was unbelievable. I mean, what he did with Pierce was truly spectacular. And I got to tell you, it bums me out that he's not going to be playing, that they're going back to this kid. I get it. He's your star quarterback, but, hopefully he'll get injured again in the first 10 minutes like he always does, and it'll be Flacco time again, because Flacco's the one that makes the Colts go. So for the Jags, to me, I just am not impressed with them at all. I thought they got lucky in that game in Jacksonville. I thought they would cover. I thought they'd win by 7 to 10 points and finally get off the schneid. They didn't do that, in my view. I thought they got lucky. I think the Bears are flat out better than them. I think their defense is going to give Lawrence a just absolute nightmare in London. I think they're going to go after him. I think they're going to pick him off. I won't be surprised if the Bears defense scores a tutty off a pick. I like the Bears.
There you go. London early on Sunday morning. The Cardinals are in Green Bay against the Packers. Packers minus 5.5, 47.5 total, 1 o'clock East kick.
I'm worried about the number, to be honest with you, but I think the Packers get straight here, right? To me, they haven't looked that good, and Arizona pulled that thing off last week at Levi's. That was amazing. So, again, the same situation. You give a guy like Murray 5.5 points, and he's got that ability to come back, the ability to strike, the ability to third and fourth quarter go off, the ability to garbage time, the ability to backdoor cover, the ability to steal a win. He's already proved he can do it time and time and time again. I'm concerned. I'd be more into a middle where Green Bay wins and Arizona covers the 5.5.
There you go. You were talking about the Colts quarterback situation before. Richardson, it looks like, is going to be okay to go. Obviously, Flacco's there when he gets hurt, if he does eventually. Will Levis on the other side is going to start for the Tennessee Titans off of their bye. Indy into Tennessee. Now, the Colts were favored early in the week. That was when people thought maybe it was going to be Flacco again. Now, Tennessee is favored, minus 2.5 with a 42.5.
Yeah, I think Will Levis stinks. I think the Titans stink, and I think the Colts are going to beat him.
I think the Colts are going to beat them, too. I like the Colts with you, plus the 2.5 coming up here this week. The Cowboys head home, where they need to get a win at home for once. They, of course, have been smashed at home a couple of times this year. All their wins have come on the road so far. Detroit comes in off of a bye, 3-point road favorites, another road favorite here. Very big total, 52.5. Dallas has beaten Detroit straight up in their last 6 meetings. 3 points, Cowboys getting at home.
I think the Lions are better than the Cowboys, hands down, and they're coming off a bye, and for me, they get it done in Jerry's world and cover the number. I think the Lions win the game. And not only that, I think they beat them by 10.
Double-digit win for the Lions there in Big D for you this week. All right, double digits. And finally, Atlanta into Carolina against the Panthers. Also late window kick here, 425 East, minus 6.5. Another road favorite. Falcons, 46.5 the total.
I got to be honest with you. I think the Falcons are just flat out better. Again, another team that's got a better offense, a better quarterback. Like the Red Rifle, okay, whatever. Thanks. We've already seen it. I'm not that, overwhelmed by it. Cousins can sling it. They can score. I like their receivers. I like their running game. They've come up big in games. I think the Falcons win in Carolina.
This is who everyone is going to the window with this week. Over 60% of the bets. 81% on the Lions. 81% on the Steelers. 79% on the Falcons. 76% on the Bills. 74 Commanders. 71 Bears. You got the Broncos, Bucs, Packers, and Bengals on there as well. Lots of the favorites. A lot of the road favorites here. Some of the more popular bets this week.
Well, then that'll end up being a bloodletting. If everyone's betting those, then run the other way. Just run as fast as you can and hide and bring a bottle of liquor.
That is usually what you need to do in a situation like that, that's for sure. Here we go, some tutties for Sunday for what I am looking at. Let's see here. I'm going to go to London. I like ETN in the London game. He scored every time they've been over in London. I'm going to take that plus $1.45 for him. I think the Commanders might be down and chasing in this game in Baltimore. He has gotten better and better, more connections with McLaurin every single week. Plus 170 for McLaurin to get in the end zone. Najee Harris has not scored a touchdown yet for the Steelers this year. He's gotten a lot of red zone touches. I think that ends this week against the Raiders. Plus $1.60 for Najee. Now, Alec Pierce was a couple things for me. I'm thinking Flacco had a good connection with him, even if it's Richardson. Maybe Pittman's going to be out. Now it looks like Pittman might actually play a little bit. I don't care. Plus 280. Alec Pierce for the Colts. The number was nice. Laporta also has not scored yet for Detroit this year. Dallas has not been good against tight ends. You saw Freiermuth score last week. We've seen several tight ends score against the Cowboys. Plus 210 for Laporta in the Lion-Cowboy game.
I think they're all great, so let's see what happens. I think they're money. I'm all for it.
Money. We got off to a good start with Week 6, that's for sure, last night in the Thursday night game, and hopefully we can roll that over into Sunday. We swept the board last night. We like when we can say that, so that's good to do. Nice 3-0 sweep of the touchdown board. Hopefully we can get the again. I'll take 3 out of 5 there if I can on Sunday. I'm always happy with it instead.